Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have got Adam here, Adam Rana, a good friend of mine. We used to work together at Jaguar Land Rover. Today we're going to kind of talk about his experiences in property and what he does as a property investor as well. So just a bit of pretty much everything in terms of business, mindset, all of that. We'll try and go through that as well. So hopefully you guys can get some value out of that. But before we get started guys, if you could hit that subscribe button and also share this content with anybody you feel like might benefit from listening to this as well. And then if you did enjoy the video, please like it. So yeah, guys, let's get straight into it. Alright, so guys, like I said, we've got Adam here, a good friend of mine. So I'm going to let him quickly introduce himself, tell you what he does and how he goes about running his business. So Adam.
First of all, thank you for having me on your amazing YouTube channel. I've seen it grow. Very good. So my name's Adam Rana. I'm a good friend of Alfred, as you said. Worked with him. I've known him for like good few, over 5-6 years, I think. Yeah. Through our corporate days of work.
Finally done.
Yeah, finally done. Yeah, we're full-time entrepreneurs, and you know it's been a hard journey. So my background, so I'm in property. I've been in property. Informally, I've been in property when I started working, so investing. But properly, I started investing in property 2 years ago. So I'm a property entrepreneur, service accommodation especially, and I invest in different properties, buy assets, and sell and flips and buy to let. So essentially, service accommodation is my main business. And then I work with investors to buy different assets. Over the last 2 years, we've grown a portfolio of 25 plus properties around Birmingham, plus a lot of them that we own in Birmingham or outside. So that's what I've done, and I'm here, getting interviewed by you now.
No, just quick question from me. So like, what made you, obviously being in the corporate world, working, what made you decide you want to kind of run a SA business, or what made you think even to set up something outside of working, and why property basically?
Yeah, for me it's really simple. It's a sense of achievement. Like, I don't know, anyone when I was with you in JLR, it was like achieving projects. I worked in projects, so for me it's like solving problems, and I say this to all my younger friends or all people that I'm around, like, just think of solving problems, and if you solve a problem you're achieving something and then you get a satisfaction out of it. So for me that's what it was. It's personal to everyone, but yeah, for me it was a sense of achievement, and I'm kind of getting it, having owned multiple businesses, grown it from zero to wherever I am now, and it's just a passion to solve problems. And that's why I took my corporate knowledge and put it into outside world.
And how did you go about actually starting and acquiring information to kind of get started in that business?
More, I say, working with, like, talking to people, networking. So me and you used to, back when we were working, we used to talk about property and talk about the thing, and that's it, networking. So I went to different networking events, hanging out with people older than me or people who got more experience, and this is one of the best key things, I would say. Most of my mates and friends are older than me. Like, when I look around and actually, like, if I was the age, and it shows physically, it shows where I am now because who I hang out with. So whether they're your friends who hang out on a weekend or whether you're working with people as colleagues, try, again, it's my opinion, try and be with people who've got a bit more experience than you, which will help you get to that next stage. Yeah, no, 100% it helps you grow, like surrounding yourself with people. I always say, like, everyone, I think I made a video about it, how to get started in property. Like, if you want to do what someone else is doing and you want to kind of just surround yourself with people that are actively doing exactly what it is you want to do, and if they're ahead of you, obviously, you're going to learn from their mistakes, get some tips. Like, on my YouTube channel, we're showing a lot of tips here, so you can benefit from that and help you grow. Yeah, it is, and people underestimate it. I know it's a cliche, but like, anyone you meet, it's like, you learn so much from, like, people who are doing, as you said, people are doing a bit more or one level ahead of you. Yeah. You just start absorbing it. It's not like they're not going to teach you, but you just, when you hang around them, you absorb subconsciously. Yeah. It's all about mindset that we talked about. Subconsciously, you'll absorb things, and yeah, that's been a key factor for me. Some of the context I've got now, which dictates why I am now. Basically, some of the context that made me what I am.
And just to kind of take it back as well. So obviously, you had an idea of creating this SA business. How did you go about scaling up? Because you scaled up quite a bit. You got to like 25, 22?
Yeah, 25 plus now.
So like, talk us through the process of starting from your first one to where you are now. Like, what was the journey like?
The journey was quite challenging. Like,
don't sugarcoat it, mate.
Yeah.
Give them the raw information.
It's sometimes difficult on interviews and stuff to say show the flashy side. It was quite challenging. To getting my first property was probably took me.
It's always the hardest one.
Yeah, 4 months. Like there was a point I wanted to give up. At 4 or 5 months. I remember the first conversation I had with the landlord. So I did something called rent to rent to start with. So I've got two different businesses, multiple businesses where I buy assets and then we do a rent to rent service accommodation where we work with the landlord and give him a guaranteed rent, for example, and take the property on and when we're sitting on it's a rent to rent again. And you take it on for a lease for 3 years. So that's a bit of a background of one of the service accommodation. What I had to do, sit there, spend good few hours talking to them, convincing them how to get over it. And it's your first one, so the whole challenge of getting procuring a property to setting up was challenging. Where do you buy stuff? How do you make sure you got the right standards? Marketing was everything, and I was alone, sole director of a company, running everything alone. Getting the cleaners, the maintenance, the handyman. It was challenging, but it's again going back to my first point. It's a solution that I was looking for, creating a solution to a problem. A sense of achievement. So I've got something. Now I want to see the fruits of it and see the result. And that journey was challenging, but it was at the same time satisfying. If you understand what getting the sense of achievement. And that was the hardest, but the best achievement for me, getting the first one. And after that, once you get on a roll, and I've always employed this mentality, copy and paste. It sounds like cliche again, but once you get the formula right on the first one or the second one, of course you're gonna learn from it and improve it. But use copy and paste. You got to make it scalable, and we're at 25 plus properties. Look, we got 10 more in the pipeline right now.
Nice.
Even with this.
Just
COVID
sorry
stuff.
to cut you off here, but this guy, I don't know if you pretty much says yourself, but so he's actually one of the he's the third biggest. Third biggest SA operator in terms of revenue. In Birmingham, which is a massive achievement. I think you should be proud of that, and probably say more if I was you.
It's true.
Everybody would know about that.
We have grown. Thank you for raising that. We have grown to be the third. We employ over 6-7 across my businesses. We have seven employees, I think, across my businesses. So we have multiple businesses, and from 2018, here I am. The third biggest. It's all from that one property, one connection, working from building that up, building blocks. So basically, I always say to people, build those blocks and then copy and paste from the last block. And it's make it scalable, and that means higher revenue, higher profit, and more success. And
then just as a vision, was you always expecting to kind of grow this out, or just the opportunity came and you just
definitely. I say the vision is more important. I didn't have a vision board and all that stuff. But it's just the reason you need a vision board is if you can't make it powerful in your head. I had a vision that we would be able to go into any of our properties and pick one like we did today. And genuinely, I had that vision. We had a vision of having more than 20 to 30 properties within a year. We got it within a year. I think we just hit it within a year. I have a vision now of getting more than 100, and we all got
offered. This guy, so COVID not phasing you, nothing.
Well, it is. COVID has made it challenging, but the vision, if we're talking about vision here, in my head, I'm
still wanting
to. Subconsciously, I'm feeling I grew a team. I have a colleague working with me, working as a partner. His sole job is to grow the business to this level. So I'm investing money into growing the business. And not investing money only into operations. We're investing money into growing the business. So have that vision if you want to grow to that level. And make sure you really put the energy into it, put your mind into it, and make it happen. I'm putting money into growing the business. So
it's good as well you say that as well, because obviously a lot of people starting out. When you start seeing the rewards from your business, you might think, let me just start spending this, start buying the flashy things and doing the nice things, which is great. Don't get me wrong, and obviously you want to kind of do that, but I feel as well you can reinvest that money back into the business to scale it up, which then obviously increases the revenue, increases your profits. So I guess actually, let me ask this question: was there a target you wanted to kind of hit before you wanted to kind of start doing things outside of reinvesting the money back into the business?
So my target was it's just a thing, and everyone's different. 100k turnover within a year, right? We've suppressed that, and we had 178k by far. We suppressed it. So it was quite good. But what I would say, one of the things I would say, I had a target, which it's like aim high all the time, you know, which I did, but I'm still realistic, if that makes sense. You just gotta be careful because they want.
I wouldn't say keep it realistic. I feel like, let me just touch on this point. If you set a goal that's attainable, you know exactly how you're gonna go achieving it. You're obviously gonna achieve it, or you might even achieve it because it's too easy, and you don't become someone different. So for me, I do want to stretch or set unattainable goals, which I don't know exactly how I'm gonna go about doing it.
But you make it happen.
Do you know what I mean? You make it happen.
Exactly.
It improves you as an individual. It makes you become a better person. You start thinking in the mindset of who do I need to become to achieve that goal. So for me, just go big.
Boy, there's a saying: aim for the stars and land on the moon. You know, that's all it is. Aim for the stars, land on the moon, and that's what I did. You know, but everyone's got to be careful. Like what you don't want to fall. Like, you know, some people. So
mate, for me, it's a difficult one.
Because I've seen people like give up. You know, that's where I'm a bit like. When I'm going to a journey, I was like, yeah, you can do the same as me. But why not doing it? But yeah, it's a difficult one. But me and you are the same. Like, aim for the stars, land on the moon type of thing.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to the vision. How strong is your vision? So if your vision, if it's there, your desires, like, actually want, this is something you absolutely want. You will put in that work. You will persevere through the hard times. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has the bad days. You have to take time out. Like, if you need to take time out, if I have a shit day, I'm taking 1-2 days time, and I'm back on my feet and I'm going again. Do you know what I mean? So it's just the balance, and mindset is massive. Like with this whole journey, and
mindset's the most important. It's got to be you got to be powerful in your head to go through getting that reach of 100k or 200k or a million. Like, you know, if you're talking numbers here and money, like we're aiming for $1 million turnover within the next 12 to 24 months, you know, considering that COVID will improve. So our business is high revenue, high profit generating business that we run in service accommodation. So, you know, for me, 1 million is not a lot, but for someone like listening to this, I think it's a lot. For me as well. It's not going to change much of my life, but, you know, it's something of, again, going back to the thing, sense of achievement. It's that number, it's the sense of achievement. Like when you were a kid or you want to be a millionaire, it's not just about money. You got to have, like, you know, a sense of achievement. That's my first driver, you know, passion, and money is important. I always say, when people say it's not just about money, it's not, but it's very important.
Money is very important. Everyone knows argue this as well. Like
money is important, so I do set that as a goal, as an achievement thing. But I've got other drivers, like, as I said, keep saying sense of achievement, you know, passion. You know, I've built up a legacy. You know, having that something that I can be proud of. So yeah, I've other drivers, but one of them is a money. So it would be like a 1 million goal, which is in a couple of months, like 12 months, 24 months. I've got that down.
And then just to kind of touch on the mindset thing, so just talk us through. So obviously you had a profitable business prior to COVID, and COVID hits. Talk us through your mindset when COVID hits and everything gets shut down, like business. Talk us through that.
Yeah, so probably one of the most challenging times, as you know, I've talked about this before in the last lockdown. You know, every time a lockdown happens, it always makes it difficult for any business. Yeah, everyone's in the same boat, but especially us in hospitality, in terms of property, we were hit really hard. Yeah, like, you know, when you're talking big numbers, you're talking money, you're getting money in. I lost over 25k in a month in lost bookings. Which is bad, yeah. And then that's just 1 month. You're talking next month, we recoup some of it, but we're not back. We're talking March when I lost that money, or when the lockdown happened. We're in November now, and you know, it's not come back to that. It's not come back to the same rates. It's not, so none of that. We're not making the same money. It's not the government. It's not a shiny penny anymore. And so the mindset was important. Losing that money means, like, you need someone to talk to. You need to be strong. You need to be around strong people. Yeah. So I've got a friend who's been through bankruptcy, who's been through other things, and he can relate to me. He can help me. And he said, look, it's not as bad as it looks, you know, you'll come out of it. So mindset, I really have to become strong. Everyone has bad days, as you said, you know. Those bad days were bad weeks. You know, it was. And I'm just like, you know what, you know, forget this, you know, this is not it, this is not going to work. How can I lose so much money? I had a good job, like, you know, Jaguar Land Rover, a very well paid job we were in. You know, all of those thoughts start coming in, but you've got to, again, for me, the solution was go speak to these people who've been through it, or at least they've been with other people who've been through it, and then, you know, the words, just the energy around them, that has made me come out of it. Obviously,
you know, 100%. If you've been through that, if you can survive COVID, I say to any business person, if you can survive this,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that trumps this.
Exactly. And I'm trying to say that, I think
unless like the whole world comes to an end, and obviously everything's done.
Exactly. And I think I've survived it, and I've done really well. I put processes, systems in place, new marketing strategies, new operational strategies, reshuffle of the staff and people. So yes, it's not just about mindset, it's about employing the mindset that you got, and you got the help from other people, and implementing it, and say, look, I've got to totally flip my business. I've got to totally have this client and that client, because the business does not work for the tourist market anymore. No planes are flying into Birmingham, for example, in the lockdown. What do? I've gone and start talking to hospitals, start talking to construction market where it's still empty, giving people a long-term stay for a discount, so you're surviving.
Yeah, sustainability, basically.
Sustainability. So that's what I did. Mindset from that, from other people, or making myself feel better, and then I'm implementing that from a technical and from a strategic point of view. And rather tactical, because we have to be tactical at that time.
Cool, and obviously it sounds like as well during COVID you've actually, which is funny enough, you've actually scaled up in terms of employees and now bigger vision and hearing bigger goals and doing more, which is quite impressive, because I would think normally the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone usually contracts and maybe get rid of staff and then rethink and then I guess that's happened and you've now you're back on track. You've got a vision again, which you want to now achieve, which is good.
Exactly, and I think you're a fan of Grant Cardone, aren't you?
Love the guy, man. I love the guy. Guys, if you know Grant Cardone is, go check him out.
Yeah, essentially.
I'm not getting any money, by the way. I'm just listen. The guy is powerful. He gets into your head and he makes you think anything is achievable. Honestly,
exactly. And it's 10 times 10.
10x.
That's it. That was kind of in my head, and I was just like, oh, this is a time to do 10x. But in reality, it's not like, oh, you can't go tomorrow and do 10x, right? So I had to cut back on stuff. I had to get rid of people, cut back on stuff. But from there, you come up with a plan. There are opportunities which I can take on because of COVID. So for what we did, we started a full property management, maintenance, cleaning business.
Good.
So. And what I would never have done that.
But the COVID, you found positive in COVID, so which is good.
Exactly, yeah. I was so busy before that. I was like, I'm running around, running this. Now I've created another business which has created a passive income for me. So we run a cleaning business now. So cleans my apartments and other people's, other property managers and people. We clean their apartments and I get an income from that. And
nice. I'm a business model. That's what it is.
And it's a win-win for me. I became an investor into my own business, and it's passive. So I'm not involved in it at all. I'm 7 days a week. I'm alright. I'm getting some money from it. So the COVID created an opportunity. So times 10x. And because of that, we created another 7 jobs. In the community, in these tough times. We have created 7 jobs for people. And
giving back as well. That's positive to hear.
Exactly, and now a lot of people don't talk about it. 1 year ago or something, we were thinking we were employed, right? And now we're employing people. Yeah, and it's something to be proud of. I think. I really think that
definitely, man. You're adding to society. You're helping, giving value. You're putting money. People forget this whole business people, business owners saying they're being greedy. I'm think about it. These guys are taking the risk. Putting the time in to create something which then people can come, they can bring people in and they then give them income which then supports their family and their, do you know what I mean?
It's just a cycle, it's giving back is one of the things that I said, one of the factors I have is giving back to the community. I'm not sure about you, but I've never always had a good job in jail. Started on steps, worked up. And then I had a good job, lived in a different city, different country for it.
But you were traveling, this guy's playing it that way. I guess maybe where you started, but this guy was traveling to other. You're in Shanghai.
Yeah. So I was in Shanghai, back and forward.
Mate, JLR. I can't lie. It's only company I've worked for, but I don't know. You tell me, but I thought it was a brilliant experience being there, working there.
Yeah.
But
this is what I always say. I always say corporate jobs. And people listening to this, your subscribers, some of them probably in corporate jobs, jobs. People must be. And it's always easy to look at the side of a slot and say, oh, it's shiny penny and it's all good.
It's definitely not.
Exactly. And I just gave my story of how I had to lay off staff and how hard it was at the start, and we got here. But it was all in terms of the Shanghai thing that you're saying is. Corporate jobs are good. They've made me learn a lot. I traveled.
Yeah, 100%.
I traveled a lot, but there's a reason that they made us travel and stuff. We worked hard in that job. So there are people out there who are listening to this who work hard in your job. If you try and enjoy it, if you do enjoy your job, learn from it.
Yeah, transferable skills. Yeah, exactly.
So when you're coming into this side where we are, you're gonna be like, okay, cool. I learned working with these people. This is how business works. It's a business in a jail. I was a business.
Literally, same next to that. I love director meetings. So when your director's in there, just the language, the mindset, like everything. Guys, I don't think I'm. It's different.
30 years of experience.
They're so savvy. They're so straight to the point. Don't come present problems. You present a problem, provide solutions as well.
Exactly.
They can then steer you. So like all these little things. Even managing. For me, I was in project management, so I was like managing budgets as well. It's like I was on projects where we were spending millions. And I'll be signing off, like saying, yeah, we're okay to spend this on like test developments, on engines, whatever. And it helped me on my journey coming into handling investor funds.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean? So it's all of those things are transferable skills, and never undermine the corporate role and feel like, oh, am I doing wasting my time here? You're not.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, exactly.
Look at it from a positive point of view. It is good. It's transferable skills which will then bring you on to when you start running your business. Because trust me, when you start running your business, you've got to set up your own timetable, your own. Do you know what I mean? You're running your own life now.
Yeah, and
it's different. Yeah. You ain't got like scheduled stuff happening for you at work. You've got a meeting at this time.
The biggest thing is structure. Creating a structure was the hardest thing I found, and it's not something I'm ashamed to say, right?
I'm still struggling with this today. Like COVID has made it even worse.
Like when they say like, oh, you can get up any time. It's true. You can.
You can.
There was a time I was getting up at 12 o'clock, right? And I'm always the night person. I'm always like that. I'm never a morning person, right? And it has its benefit, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. After a few weeks, I'm just like, what am I doing? Like,
what are you doing?
Like half the world has already gone halfway through. The world is revolved halfway through, and I'm still in bed, right? Okay. Then you enjoy the luxury, but you gotta manage it. So now what we do, we run like daily starter meetings with my staff at 8:30 a.m.
No, that's good.
And it's creating a structure. Though it's creating a structure for me. I'm getting more out of my day. Like I'm not getting up really early, but I'm not getting up really late. I'm just starting at the right time, which suits me and suits everyone, the rest of the world as well.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So that's one of the things that's been from a corporate world coming as
I think definitely the hard. It's a different type of transition. Like just getting used to like because another thing is all like the realization of if you don't do something, you don't make no money.
Exactly. That's another one.
That's like. Oh, this week I didn't make any money because obviously if you haven't sort of made some sort of profit or done something which provides you income, then you might come to the end of the month even, or even 2 months, 3 months, there's no income.
That's it. You're running everything.
You're running everything.
You're the employee. You're the director. You're the accountant. You're the bookkeeper. You're the HR. Literally. Everything. So it's actually harder, but it's harder, but it's fun and sense of achievement, as I said. And I think it's similar for you as well. And people thinking of transferring into an entrepreneur life or a business side, you just got to keep that in mind that you really have to have a set a mindset to say, this is why I want to be an entrepreneur. It's nothing wrong with having a job. Like they want jobs, I want to have employees. Exactly. So just people got to make sure that they understand the mindset is important and have those vision and the steps to make it work as an entrepreneur.
No, I agree. And I'm just going to quickly, I put up on my Instagram for people to kind of send some questions through. So there's a few that people have asked, which I want to try and go through with you, and kind of we can share our views on these questions. So question number 1, we've got it from Marcus. He's asking, how did you choose your path and strategy? I think you kind of touched on it, but
I'll just give a quick brief answer about touched on it. Again, my passion was hospitality, property, so I mixed it together, equals service accommodation, which is, people who don't know service accommodation is more, short-term lets, like a hotel but in an apartment like we're sitting in right now. So that was my passion, and to achieve, to see customer service was one of my things as well. Always back when I was younger, I worked in retail a lot. So I want to give it in my way. I want to give the customer service. So that was my passion to get specifically into service accommodation.
No, nice. For me, I don't think it was even like. It was more. So for me, I've always wanted to like be wealthy, and I've always wanted to be wealthy young as well. I've looked around and kind of seen what people did. I've always had property. I think because a lot of successful people talk about having the real estate, property, whatever, as part of their wealth generation strategy, whatever. So for me, that's what I looked at, and I thought, you know what, this makes sense to me. It resonates with me. For me, it needs to be logical. So if I can make sense of it, then I'm happy to run with it, basically. So for me, I've got that knowledge and started to, how can I start learning about investing in property? So that's what I did to kind of get myself into it, start surrounding myself, getting educated, and hence why I'm doing what I'm doing now, pretty much.
And the advice I can give is, Marcus, like, just go try it. If you have a little bit of passion, just go try it.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too much. Like, if you don't like it,
you start, and it's the same as us. Like, if for whatever reason our businesses fail, I'm going to decide to do another business or go back to work. Like,
exactly. We can go back to work. I'm sure Marcus and other people in the same shoes, and you can go back to work, put your CV out. So you're never going to be on the street. You're never going to be like failing. You're like, it's not necessarily failing, it's learning. So just if you got some ideas and you're passionate about something, even not 100%, just go and try it. Otherwise, you never.
And for the guys that are probably younger, or the younger you are, the more. If it's more for you to kind of experiment, and try and see what works best for you. But
like just to finish on, sorry, like in my corporate job, I employed the same strategy in my corporate job. I went through 4 jobs in 6-7 years. 4 jobs I went through. The only reason was I was like, I want to do this, but I want to do that, but I'm going to try it, but I don't like it, and then I'll move on to a different one, and I'll move on to a different one, and what that did was made me a rounded person. Now I realise after 7 years of working in the corporate world, at that time people would say, why are you jumping ships? You know, don't worry about it, just go do it. Like, don't care what people are saying, because I'm here now and those people are still in the same jobs.
Mate. Another one, Stony Music, you're Henry, this guy. He says, when do you know that you're financially ready to jump into the property game? I don't think there's, I wouldn't say I think it comes down to what your goals are and your strategy of how you want to get into it, because there's a lot of things you can do in property. So if you're someone that has low capital and maybe is happy to just kind of get some extra income, there's the strategies you can focus on, such as rent to rent, rent to SA. These are low capital, so you don't always need a huge, when I say low capital, 5-10k to kind of start each. I don't know, you tell me as well, like, would you say that's reasonable?
5-10.
So these are low capital, and you could, even if you don't have it, you could potentially have people around you that might have that level of money, and they can trust you with their money to go and build this business, and therefore and pay them back a certain return or whatever, or even bring them in as a partner and say, I'll do the work. We can split the profits, for example. There's ways to structure it, so it just depends. I don't feel like you have to be financially
ready.
I think what's important, you do need to be someone. I do say that when you start handling money, you need to kind of have good money management. I feel like those kind of financial education. I feel like that for me is. I wouldn't say it's mandatory, but it's definitely helpful.
Definitely really important.
I would say it's up there.
Definitely. I'm not sure if his question is directed more like if he's ready to jump from a job. So I'm going
from that angle as well.
From that angle. So I have a straight answer for this. No matter how it's quite straight.
I know what you're gonna say.
No matter how shiny or how good it looks to the side, if you can't pay your rent to live where you're living, or if you can't pay your food bill, don't jump. I think that's one of the most stupidest thing you can do. Trying to copy what you did and I did, for example, right? I tell you, I was still working my job for 2 years after I started the business. My game was everyone's different. My game was totally different. I was making decent amount of money from the business. The reason I didn't jump from other job is because I wanted to grow my business even bigger.
More,
So I never wanted to use my income from the business to pay me. I've still till today have not paid myself in the business. I invested it, and that's how I got the 25 plus properties, because all the money I made, I kept investing back into the property. So the point is, whether my job was flexible or not, I stayed in my job. You know how long I stayed in my job. And don't, for some people, they might not be flexible. The job might not be flexible. So try and work on your weekends. Try and work after 5 o'clock. I went to view. So for talking property, I went to view properties on the weekend and after 5 o'clock. That's how I started my business. So the answer to that is, if you have enough money to pay your rent and your bills or whatever your necessities, that's the word, right? Then do it. Otherwise, I would say it was the most stupidest thing you can do, and try and jump ship and think, I'm gonna make it. People lose. We don't talk about people who lose. People lose starting a business.
Definitely.
Those are people. So have the minimum, and then should be for sure jump. Then you have to take the jump. Just make sure you got the minimum. Make the jump. Then I would say the opposite as well. Make the jump. Once you made the minimum.
I'll leave on that. This is more of a personal question. So versus food versus fitness. He asked, when's the next property reveal? I'm hoping in a week's time I've got the keys to another property which I can then showcase that as well. So another question we've got is, have you bought properties at auction yet? Personally, no.
Well, yeah, we fell through, but yeah, no, we did, and I don't want to go into it because it's quite complicated, but yeah, not necessarily gone through the whole process, so no. But I do attend a lot of auctions, but now they're online now.
Yeah, online, yeah.
For me, it's a very risky strategy for, I'm guessing your subscribers are quite young.
Yeah, he's starting out, so yeah.
Yeah, so the person that I'm asking, I wouldn't recommend it unless you are partnered with someone or someone knows what they're doing, because most places
you're on the timeline as well, yeah.
Timeline, you lose your deposit, you find out there's something, if you don't buy, you lose your deposit, you find out if there's some issues. Like, yeah, there's loads of enough opportunities out there not to go to auction, but I'm not saying not go to auction because I go to them.
I think the reason why people like the auction because they hear, you can get this kind of property in auction.
Yeah.
So again, it comes down to education as well.
Yeah,
so
education is a good
once you got the information, you know how better to navigate in this market.
Again, partner with people who have bought in auctions before or understand the auction environment.
Yeah. And then got another question from Uncle Jam, good friend of mine as well. So he's asking notable areas to invest in. Drop some gems.
Notable areas.
Wait, I want to answer very point blank. Listen, every single area in this country works.
Exactly.
Like, it just depends what strategy. Like, literally, at your doorstep, someone does some sort of property investment strategy in that where you currently live. So it's just understanding what strategy works best in that area you are in or elsewhere. But we can kind of name a few. So like SA businesses where that's usually touristy areas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it depends. Again, it's the same answer for everything.
Yeah.
Opportunities are everywhere. Like, people say London's got low yield, now you can't make money in London. I know people making people making money, and they're probably making more money. So people say Birmingham's really good to invest now, right?
Yeah.
For example, like what's happening in Birmingham now, like you see all these towers are going up, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's investing in Birmingham, so like not really, it's not that good for me, because every time I try to put an offer in or try to do something, it's like the prices are double.
The challenges are everywhere.
Yeah. So I'd rather go back to London where like people are not investing because they think it's too expensive, but there's gems and opportunities. So anywhere I can't advise personally and say this is an area because for me that area works, for me this area works. Like, I'm investing in Worcester now. Never thought I would, right?
Yeah.
Never thought I would, and then suddenly there's a property which is a good deal that's come, and we're going through the legals now at the moment for it. So yeah, anywhere works. Anyway, you just gotta focus on one area, focus on one strategy, as you said.
Yeah.
And then get the right education and go for it.
Education is the important bit in that statement there. The education to go in a way that actually deliver on that strategy as well. And then another kind of straightforward one as well. So again from Yav. He's asking, do you recommend using mortgage brokers or going straight to the banks? So it depends. I guess it's another starting up question as well, because some lenders you can't even tap into unless you go through a broker. And then some lender, even like bridging companies, some of them you can go directly to the bridging company and work and negotiate and get a deal from them. But in most cases, it's just easier to get a mortgage broker because they've got the relationship. And it's a lot to borrowing money. People don't need to understand. Like, the broker actually does quite a bit in the background, kind of building you as a case to them for them to lend to you. So if you don't know how to sell yourself well and present yourself well, present the facts and figures and your financial side of things well to the underwriter, you might not get the loan just simply because you don't know how to present yourself. So for me, I feel like it's always good to kind of employ the expert in the area, let him go in. Yes, they're charging a fee, but mate, pay for good value, man. If they find you a good deal, why do you care if you're spending £1,000 on a broker, £500, whatever it is?
I agree.
On a broker.
Yeah, I agree. So I would say depends again. It seems like a start-out question. When I bought my personal houses with my personal names, I went through myself. It's quite straightforward. For me, it was quite straightforward. It was like easily go on the internet, find a good deal and buy a house. I'm not trying to make money. I'm trying to just buy a house. Yeah. Whereas when I turn into investment, I need a professional person to present my case and say, because he has a relationship. So I use a broker from day one, which does my properties, and I've probably done about 6-7 deals through him, and I continue to use him because what I can do, I can just call him and say, this is what I'm buying, text him, and he will put everything together. This is the rates, this is what it is, this lender will go, and you're ready at him. Like, everything is there, saves you time and admin.
Even again, this is in principle. Like, if you want to just flash one,
I just WhatsApp my
done and done. Whereas if you're trying to get that, you can't move as quick as they do.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And we can just drop us a message and we can recommend some brokers that we personally use and personally vouch for them, because they save me a lot of money over time, basically, because as you said, they have the relationship with the business development manager for the bank or the lender, and they will put the case together. And simply, I've gone through some. When you get to complex deals, I think that's where it really matters as well.
100%.
And then you will see
at that point, you can't even. You need to know the business manager as a friend.
Yeah. I honestly, it's a good question you asked, because I didn't know that until like my broker said, I'll work with the BDM, business development manager, and like we'll see how we can structure this better. And I would never have been able to do that if I was going phoning the bank and doing it myself. So
100%.
You do use if you want to grow professionally, you want to grow your business and stuff. I think it's very fair to have a broker that you have a good relationship with yourself for long term.
No, good. So that's it to the questions as well. So Adam, I want to say thank you as well for coming on here, just for sharing some information to my audience. Hopefully you guys have seen value out of this as well. And Adam, where can they find you on the socials?
So guys can follow me on Instagram, which is where I'm most active, Adam R777, or you can get me on Facebook, Adam Rana, RANA. You can go through your friends list and you can find me. So
stalk me and find it.
It's simple. So I'm here to help. You guys got any questions, pop your questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer. Or Alfred will be happy to answer. Or send me a private DM, and hopefully we can help people.
No, good.
And hopefully that was useful. I think there's some good questions.
No, good. Some good questions. Good value.
Sometimes it's really hard to get all the information out, in a social session, right? In a YouTube video. So.
Good. So guys, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and also if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and then share this as well with anybody who might benefit from watching this.
Definitely.
But thank you. See you on the next one, guys.
Thank you, guys. Take care.